something. Oh, yeah. Can you actually hear me? Because, I mean, I'm not here. I'm not. Oh, okay. Okay. Stuff. Welcome to Thrive Yoga. I'm Rebecca, here with you today to talk about beginning yoga. I'm so southern. Okay, cool. Cool. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So wait, have I started yet or wait? Okay, tell me when to start or huh? Okay. 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 Good morning. Welcome to Thrive Yoga's website. We would like to offer you a new set of videos that I'll be making today for you beginners. This is a welcome to yoga for everyone, for absolute beginners. Maybe you're in shape, maybe you're not in shape. Maybe you've never done yoga before. Hopefully, this will start your journey. It's a wonderful journey. Yoga can do so much for you. And again, I just want to say welcome everyone. Yoga is for everyone. Some people say, I don't have a yoga body. If you have a body, you can do yoga. The number one thing about yoga is to breathe. And so that's all that we require. Everything that I'm going to show you today, know that it is optional except for breathing. Breathing is the most important part of any type of yoga that you do. And this is only one kind of yoga that I'm really going to introduce you to today. So get ready, let's get started. And for Christmas, and you've got a mat that you want to sit on, maybe you're visiting family, grab a bath towel, spread a bath towel out on the floor, have a seat. So let's get started in a seating position. And in a seated position, you know, maybe this is your seated position, maybe your legs are up here. If you want to cross your legs, that's fine. And we're going to cross our legs here. And you tend to want to pull the knees in and the feet up like this. Not very comfortable. If you'll notice, my back is starting to round. You don't really want your back to be rounded. This is not a good position. Your hips are not relaxed. Also, one quick thing I want to point out is that what I'm demonstrating with my body. You don't have my body. Maybe your body's more flexible, maybe it's stiffer, maybe you're stronger, maybe you're weaker. No judgment. Everybody is different, and embrace that. Know that you do the best with what you have, with the body that you have, and just make the most of yoga. So anyway, everything that I demonstrate, don't feel like your knees have to bend this far or your legs have to go back here, anything like that. Know that you can do what your body does and just do that. So with that being said, though, sometimes we do need props. And props are not like crutches because you're not good. Props are things that actually assist your practice and can make your practice better no matter how long you've been doing yoga. So first, with the getting seated, and I talked about the knees up and the back is rounded, so we're going to take, you could take a towel, or if you've got a blanket, that's nice. I'm going to uncross my legs first, and I'm just going to sit my tailbone up here on the blanket, and notice how my back just got a little bit taller. So I'm sitting a little taller, I'm not rounded over. Naturally, your back's going to be up a little bit straighter in this position. So no matter how long you've been doing yoga, when you're in a seated position, you can roll your mat up like this or take a blanket and create that little lift through the hip bones that allows your knees to fall out a little more open. Now, you don't have to pull your feet back. Your feet can be out here. You might want to think about having the calves of your legs being square in front of you, like parallel to each other. And if you're doing this, it might start to hurt the knees. So you want to flex the feet a little bit just to protect the knees. or you can point the toes if the knees are okay. Again, props if you need props. Many of you probably won't open up your hips so wide. Even after all my years of yoga, all my stretching, my knees don't go completely to the floor. So feel free if you want to set a block under here, maybe a block under the other side. And you're grounded up, your back is nice and tall, knees are open. This is a nice stretch for the hips. I'm starting to engage some muscles in my back, not making my bones. Stacking your bones and making your muscles do the work takes so much stress off of your joints. One of the benefits of yoga is getting stronger, building those muscles, toning those muscles, not building up like a bodybuilder, but toning those muscles so that the muscles do the work and the muscles protect you, they support you, they safely carry you through life so you're not injuring your joints. Very, very important. So anyway, seated up on your blanket, your legs are crossed, sitting up nice and tall. Imagine a string. Now we imagine a lot of things in yoga. We use our imagination to picture things, picture the body doing kind of fun things, but picture a string, you're like a little puppet, is pulling you up nice and tall. But when I pulled up tall, oh my gosh, I wanted to bring those shoulders up because sometimes we create stress we don't need. We engage muscles to tone muscles and use the muscles, but sometimes we don't have to use certain muscles that we don't need, and that just creates stress. So I'm going to engage my abs, my back, my obliques, sit up nice and tall, squeeze those shoulders up, and then I'm going to relax them. Okay. That allows my shoulders to relax, and I can focus on using the muscles that are helpful and necessary for sitting up nice and tall. Now, if you've been sitting in this position a few minutes, maybe your legs are starting to get a little achy. Always feel free to break a pose when it stops being comfortable. Maybe you want to switch the cross of the legs. Try the other way, see if it feels any different. Might feel a little awkward to change things around. How you're not used to sitting. You have a natural way of sitting, and then you have another way. And so it's kind of good for the mind, for the body, to switch things around sometimes. So you sit up nice and tall, and so I can come back to face you guys using my blanket, using my blocks, showing you guys it's great to use these props, sitting up nice and tall here, feet are flexed. Big inhale, lift up my chest, humbly lower my shoulders. Hands can be open to receive. You can always close your eyes here in yoga because our next step is one of the most important steps in yoga, and it is to breathe, to always breathe. Remember, I said breathing is not an option, okay? It's mandatory. Everything else is an option, but breathing is not. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. Take a big inhale through the nose, and then exhale out. And sometimes when you exhale out, maybe you just want to melt and collapse. But remember to keep those muscles engaged so that inhale, you lengthen up, and then exhale, allow the air to out, but we maintain that nice posture, that relaxed shoulders. Hands can be up, palms up, resting here, whatever feels natural for you, okay? So just take a few deep breaths and inhale, completely fill your lungs. Imagine your chest is expanding. It actually is. Your chest is expanding. Your lungs are filling with air. And then pausing at the top of that inhale, and then exhale out the nose, pausing at the bottom of your exhale. Keep the breath going. Try to keep the inhale and the exhale the same distance. So in other words, you're inhaling air, exhaling, and you're taking in and letting go the same amount. So you're balanced. You're keeping everything balanced in your body. A lot of yoga is about balance. So big inhale, big exhale. It's important as we go through a lot of the poses and the movements that you keep that breath steady, you keep it moving regularly. It really does give you energy. It gives you energy, but it also helps relax you. So it kind of does two things. So that inhale, I like to think of energy, and the exhale as actually relaxing. So the breath can be a great balance in everything that you do. And hopefully you'll get into a practice of breathing smoothly in your yoga practice, and then you will put that into everyday life. And you'll find that when you're driving, when you're working, when you're dealing with family, friends, coworkers, everybody, that you're just taking deep breaths, exhaling out. You will be amazed at how much energy you'll have and how much peace that you will have. So it really is so helpful just to breathe. So we're sitting up nice and tall. We're breathing today. So start to get that breath going. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is setting an intention. Now, why do we have to set an intention? You intended to do yoga, so that's your intention. And that's fine. That's fine. Um, so what I do want to do, is it frozen? No. Okay. Okay. So where do I need to pick up? Where did it freeze? Okay. That's fine. So do you know where it froze? Um, okay. 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 All right. So you've got that breath going. The next thing that I want to talk about is setting your intention. So your intention for your practice is your purpose. It's what you want to focus on, not just focusing on your body, your breathing, your movement, holding poses, but keeping in the back of your mind, what is your purpose? It's always good to have purpose. So what I like to do is at the beginning of my practice is to set an intention. And it's just a common practice. I like to have gratitude. I'm so grateful for the body that I've been given, for the ability to do the things that I do. So I start with gratitude. I just bring the palms of my hands together. And some people may say, oh, well, you're starting to be religious. You know, maybe yoga is like a cult. It's a religion. It's not. It's a lot of things to a lot of different people. It can be whatever it is to you. So if you're religious, bringing your hands together can be a spiritual moment for you. Or if you're a non-religious person and you just want to set an intention, maybe your intention is to keep breathing, to do your best, to be strong, um, to do what you came for, to focus on your practice for your hour. So just close your eyes, set an intention for yourself, find what it is that you're here for. Just be grateful, be proud, be humble, and most of all, breathe. So set your intention. Okay, now with our hands here together, we're going to inhale, arms overhead. So we're going to keep that long spine, but we're going to keep the shoulders relaxed and reaching up. And maybe your arms are straight. Maybe they're right here. Again, everybody is different. Maybe your arms don't reach up as tall. Maybe your hands even start to come apart. That's fine. So that inhale, we're reaching up. And then slowly, remember our breath is nice and slow and gentle. Exhale, release it down. We'll do 2 more of those. Through heart center, inhale up. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Okay. One of the other benefits of yoga is the stretches. So you got the breathing. Now let's add a little stretch, a little movement here. So we're going to inhale up. And then exhale, reach to one side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale back up. And exhale down. So let's cross the legs, recross the legs, getting a little stiff here. We don't want to get stiff in those hips. Setting up nice and tall again. So we'll inhale up, exhale over, inhale back up, exhale over to the other side, inhaling back up, and exhaling down. Very nice. See, yoga is easy. So everything we do, we move with the breath. We get full motion. So you're not like reaching so far that you're stretching, you're pulling something, the hip's not coming up off the floor. It's not about how far you can reach. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. So the journey is inhaling up, exhaling. Your arms will eventually get there, so don't rush them. You just bring them down slowly. So now we're going to do something similar to that, but we're going to add a little twist. So we're going to inhale up and then exhale to this side. And we're going to inhale, lengthen those vertebrae, and then imagine at the hips, your waist starts to turn, your chest starts to turn. You just keep this chin facing the direction of your shoulders as you exhale. And then back to center. You always want to do the other side so that the body is balanced. So we'll inhale up, reach up high, and exhale over. Inhale, lengthens that spine. Exhale, we twist a little bit further. Again, not turning the neck. And back to center. Awesome. This is great. All right, so you guys are doing good. Remember, I said yoga is easy. Maybe you're getting a little stiff and seated, so we're not going to stay seated for very much longer. Know that we're going to have these props available all through your practice. They're a great way to enrich your practice. The blocks are really cool if you want to purchase a block or grab one when you come into a class. Notice the sizes. So there's 3 different heights. There's low, there's medium, there's tall. So for the different poses that we go through, the different uses of the blocks, you will position them in the best possible position for your body. Okay? So maybe you need more height, maybe you need more stability. I'm going to go ahead and move the blanket here. So if you want to just gently make your way now to a standing pose, I'm going to talk about our standing poses. And the most basic standing pose is called mountain pose. And mountain is just what that sounds like. It's strong, it's solid, and it's very still. Okay? So in mountain pose, I like to build all of my standing poses from the ground up. So I start with my feet. And so my feet are maybe hips width apart or a little closer together. I like to even touch my big toes. My big toes are touching. Now, if you've got really open hips, your hips turn out, your feet normally turn out, this might be really uncomfortable to turn your feet in. If that's the case, notice it's okay to make any adjustments necessary for your body. Listen to your body. You're listening to me right now, but listen to your body too. If your body says, I don't think so, don't do it, okay? Make changes that makes your body most comfortable. So anyway, I like to have my feet, my heels a few inches apart, my big toes slightly touching. Lift up all 10 toes. Bring all 10 toes up. Spread them wide. Press them into the floor. Then you want to press on the outside. When you press on the outside, notice your arches lift a little bit. Your heels sink down, but keep the toes pressing down. So notice how you spread your feet out now and how stable those feet are. So the feet are nice and stable. The next thing is sometimes when we stand up, we're kind of like this, okay? You don't realize it, but you actually do have a lot of bends. And so in mountain pose, you want to be as straight and tall and long as possible. Some people even hyperextend the knees, throw the hips forward. So some people are like this, some people are like that. As you can imagine, neither one of those poses are very good for the body. So yoga will teach you the correct way to stand. I bet you didn't know you might not be standing correctly. So very basic thing that you do every day. Yoga can teach you how to do that better to make your body even healthier. So I've got those feet nice, grounded, spread.
Then I want the knees to be directly over the ankles, not bending forward, not bending back, directly over the ankles. So now if you notice, I'm leaning over, looking down, just countering that balance. So I want to bring those hips forward. You don't want the hips back here. You bring the hips forward just where they're over the knees. They're not forward out here, directly over. So now everything from the waist should feel like a nice straight column. So feel that, okay? Feel how nice and aligned you are. So now let's start with the upper body. First thing I like to do is tilt my hips a little bit down, okay, because I don't want to stick it out like here, because when you do, your back arches. So I bring my hips lower, so it's almost like you're tucking your tail under, lengthening that spine. But when you lengthen the spine, notice that the sternum pulls up a little higher than the shoulders are pulling down. So I'm actually squeezing my shoulder blades together and I'm lifting my chest. But again, you want to make sure you're not arching the back. You keep nice straight alignment here. And then the hands, you've got the shoulders relaxed. So relax the arms. Hands can be out to the side, turned like this. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Neck is nice and straight. So just trust that your body's doing the right thing. You don't need to look down at it anymore. You just keep the neck nice and straight, maybe the chin up a little bit. And one of the most important things about balancing is finding a focal point. So when you're looking up, so find something that you can focus on, gaze. Set your gaze on something not moving, that's stationary, and just find that gaze. Find this nice tall mountain pose. Feel how amazing and strong you feel just standing here. Because all of those muscles that keep your bones aligned, keeping you stacked and strong, is reducing the stress on your joints, and it's toning and working those muscles that make you stronger, that make you healthier, that make you safer as you move throughout your day. So just find this nice mountain pose. All that thinking, all that moving, all that being still. Maybe you forgot to breathe, so come back to that breath. Let's come back to that breath. Maybe you want to come back to your intention, so you can close your eyes. Challenges your balance. Anytime you're in a pose and you close your eyes, you lose that focal point, and maybe you start to weave, and you have to work a little harder with those muscles to keep your balance. So anytime you want to challenge, if you think yoga's boring, just close your eyes and try it, okay? So we're going to stand here in our tall mountain and find our breath. Very good. Okay, so as I said, we want to move with our breath, but if we move constantly as we're breathing, then it starts to be a little bit like a cardio workout. So sometimes we want to hold a position, but we do want to keep breathing. So that's the next thing, is moving with our breath and holding with our breath and knowing when to do either one. So the first pose that I'm going to take you guys into from mountain is called chair pose. And chair pose, again, remember those knees are over the ankles, and you want to keep them there. You don't want to bring the knees out forward. You want to keep the knees there. And now you keep that nice flat back. You want to start to bend the hips and start to sit them back. So, whoa, I start to tilt back, spread those toes, press those toes down, squeeze the knees together. The knees do come out a little bit. Just make sure they don't go past the toes. So the knees can come forward just a little bit. Notice I still have a flat back. Again, I'm building every pose from the ground up. So think about feet are pressed down, okay, keeping the knees as far back as possible. Thighs are squeezing together. Back is nice and straight. Now the shoulders are relaxed, but I'm going to bring my arms up. Okay, so you've got a nice line here. Again, keep that chin up. You can glance down, but only glance down for a second to make sure you've got this, that you're not doing anything crazy. But you don't want to hang out here with a droopy head. We look down at our phones all day, or computers, so we tend to drop our head. Keep the neck nice and long, gazes up. If your arms start to get tired here, and notice how I've got my thumbs up, pinkies down, you can always bring the hands back to heart center. It relaxes the muscles in the arms a little bit.
If you're wanting to build those muscles, if you're wanting to get stronger, keep the arms up as long as you can. They might start to burn, okay? But that's okay. Remember, those muscles burning is you're building the muscles up, you're making them stronger, and you don't want pain. I'm going to go ahead and come out of this. As you know, how long you hold the pose is how much you have to work. Um, but listening to your body is, you may feel muscles burn. When muscles burn, that's a good thing. You're working muscles, they're burning energy, they're creating heat, and they're getting stronger. They're going to tear down a little bit, they're going to get stronger. But if you're ever in a pose, if you're in something that's like your hips hurt, your knees hurt, your ankles hurt, your shoulders hurt, those are your joints. You should not feel yoga in your joints. You should not be in a position that your alignment is not good, that a joint hurts, or that you're doing a stretch and you're extending that joint further than it should and it starts to hurt in that joint. So always listen to your body and know that some pain, the pain of, not the pain, but the burn of muscles is good. The pressure and tension on joints is bad. Okay, so listen to your body. Never do anything that doesn't feel right for you. I will offer a lot of modifications in poses, and even if you try the modification and something doesn't feel right, let us know. Let your teacher know. Give us a call here at Thrive and ask any of the teachers. Send us an email, message us on Facebook. We'll be happy to answer your questions. You could say, hey, when I was doing that chair pose and my arms were up here, my shoulders really hurt. What do I need to be doing? We can help you out with that. We can do things, teach you to do things so it helps your body. So your body can get stronger and you don't create any pain, which results in injury. We don't want anyone to get hurt. You should never get hurt doing yoga. It's the safest practice you can ever have, and it's also one of the most beneficial. Okay, so back to that chair pose. So I'm going into chair pose. Now if I just inhale into it and exhale out, inhale into it, maybe go a little lower, exhale out, one more, inhale, exhale out. That's a flow. And flow starts to get the heart rate going. It's movement, it's motion, it's a cardio workout. And if you're moving through your poses, then you're going to get good benefits for your heart, your circulatory system. But if you go into the pose and you start to hold it for 3 breaths, you really do start to get the muscular benefit, the strength building benefit of your pose. You start to make those adjustments. You adjust the feet, the knees, the back, the shoulders. You hold it for another breath, and then you come out of it. So 3 breaths might be ideal for holding a pose. Now as you get stronger, maybe you want to hold a pose for 5 breaths. You'll start to feel those muscles burning a lot more. Even maybe up to 10 breaths, you're really going to start to power up. You're going to start sweating, shaking. You're going to really build those muscles up. So do what feels right for you. So if you need a flow, if you want to keep moving, you want your body to start getting more endurance, then you can do the 1 breath for each pose and movement. Ideally, starting off, you might want to do 3 breaths for every pose just to get the full benefit, the chance for the body to get into correct alignment and the mind to relax and settle in and appreciate that pose. So 3 breaths are very ideal for most of our beginning yoga poses. Okay? So with that, we're going to start maybe a little bit of flow here. Okay? So coming to the top of your mat, we're going to do 1 quick flow each side, and then I'll break it down the first time, and then we'll go through it a second time, and that will be part 1 of our first series. Okay? So standing up nice and tall, find that mountain pose, find that alignment, find that breath, and always moving with your breath. So if the teacher says inhale up and you're on the exhale, just wait. You will find the breath. You will follow them. You'll be half a breath behind. No judgment. We're just happy that you're here, happy that you're breathing. So we're going to inhale up and exhale into chair. And remember, we're going to hold this for 3 breaths. 2. exhale. And then on the third one, I'm actually going to bend over. Holy cow, what did I just do? I just bent over. I just gave up. I just dropped my head, dropped my arms, but everything down here is still working. This feels really good. My back says, thank you. Goodness gracious, thank you. So I'm going to take a big inhale, relax a little deeper, shake it out. Now I'm going to take an inhale, halfway lift. The first thing I want to do is pull in the abs. I want to use my back muscles and my front muscles and my side muscles. I want to pull everything in as I inhale halfway. Be careful, don't lock those knees out. Keep them slightly bent. Pull the shoulders back. Hands, oh my God, this is awkward. What do I do with these arms? Doesn't matter. We've seen it all. Your hands can be here. Your hands can be here. They can be hanging down here. Hands on your hips. Whatever feels right for you. There's no right way. It's whatever is right for you. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Yes, love that fold. And now we're going to inhale all the way up to standing. And notice how as soon as I relaxed over, then my inhale, I pulled in, engaged my back, engaged my front. I inhale with a flat back, grounding my feet down, using my hips, just pivoting at the hips. Inhale up and exhale back here or here. Now in a class, swinging your arms, you may hit someone. Or if you're at home, you're next to a wall, you may hit a wall. So you don't have as much space, ideally. So if that's the case, you can always inhale up and then exhale forward. Again, moving with the breath. Inhale, flat back, pull those shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold again. Inhale up and exhale down. We'll do that one more time, just taking up as much space as you possibly can. So inhale up. Exhale, leading forward with the chest. Notice my chest is forward of my arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. And inhale all the way up to standing. And exhale back down. See, that was easy. I told you yoga was easy. We had our sitting breath, stretches, twist. Now we start moving, a little bit of flow. If you're at work, you can always do this. Step away from your desk, stand up, do just a couple of those, 3, 4 maybe, and you'll start to feel the breath giving you more energy. If you're starting to get drowsy, maybe you've come back from lunch and you're a little bit drowsy, you stayed up a little late. So this is a good way to energize yourself and also to get the blood flowing and not to get stiff in your desk. A lot of us sit at desk all day long, so it's good to take a little break. So stand up, do a couple of those forward folds. Wonderful way to get the body warmed up, to get you moving, and to get the energy going in your body, okay? Or also maybe just to relax you in that long, deep breath because you're so stressed that you're taking little short breaths and your lungs are just doing this. And you're not filling up, you're not giving your body all of the wonderful cells of oxygen that they need, or the oxygen that your cells need. So you're not getting the benefit of a nice breath sometimes because you're working so hard and you're so tense. Okay, so it's nice to take this little bit of a break in your day just to do that. Okay, so this is part 1. This is just an introduction. It's about breathing. It's about moving with your breath. It's about aligning your body, and it's about quietening your mind and just focusing for however long that you can take a break and do your yoga, either at home, at work, in a class, wherever you can come and do yoga. Preferably you'll come to Thrive Yoga, but we even want all of our clients here to come and to learn yoga so they can do it throughout the day, throughout the week, between their practice, to incorporate yoga into their life. So yoga is a wonderful thing. Breathing is so good for the body, as you can imagine. Building your muscles, taking off all the stress on your joints is a wonderful gift you can give to yourself. So with this upcoming new year, give yourself the gift of yoga, the gift of breath, the gift of energy, and the gift of peace. Thank you.